It's me. So, um, welcome to the channel. I hope this video finds everyone doing awesome, amazing. Um, Today is October 2nd, 2022, and I'm smiling. Well, I'm always smiling. Um, but today we celebrated um, my sister's birthday. And also today will have been my husband's 51st birthday. Yeah, 51st birthday. So, as I have discussed in previous videos, that I will take each one of my books and just kind of go in and experience each book individually, and dedicate a video to each one. And tonight rather, it's kind of late. I just really wanted to get this out. I mentioned in the previous video how my planner really works, even now after 11 years, um, works wonders for me. So this is not just for helping clear the foggy brightness or the um, anxieties of bereavement, but I mean, I still use it now, and it is just really good at bringing a form of peace and acceptance and truth, my truth as I see it in that moment. So let's just get into it. So today we're working out of this one. I know you can see all these fingerprints because I actually use this. So here we are. Okay. And this is planning and living. So get all these other days, but we're going to go to the month of October. I don't know if you guys can see. There we go. Month of October. And every month there's four, well, really, five activities that last you throughout the month. Okay. So, like I said, this is the month of October, a pre-printed, okay, with the lines and things like that. So you can make notes, pre-planning notes for the month. But what I really want to show you, because remember those dates are very important to your healing process. And when I say that your healing process, you have to be intentional on where it is you want to go. And for me, during my grief journey, it was joy. I was intentional. My goal was to find my joy again. I mean, among other things, joy, peace, happiness, a sense of emotional balance, And in the process, when you're intentional about anything, that requires you to set goals so that those goals help keep you in focus, and when you reach those goals, there's this level of, I don't know, for me, like a release, then happiness, I know some people like, oh, I was just so excited. But for me, when I reached a goal, it's like, oh, I did that, And then the excitement and happiness kicks in. It's just how I process things. So with that in mind, one of the monthly intentions in this particular journal, you don't have to, but if you get the book, you might as well, right? Self-care goals. Let me grab my glasses, you all. I don't know why I start these videos without them on. Anyway. Okay, so I can see clearly now. All right, and it starts off. Well, first of all, let's just take each page. Let's look at that. Self-care goals. And with self-care goals, and the reason why that is important, because how you're feeling is important. I know a lot of times, for example, people, when I go to bereavement groups and things like that, a lot of times they're in like, small circles, and some, mid-size. And a lot of people like to think that I'm in churches. Well, I haven't, but I have been in multiple bereavement groups from other, local social groups and even civic groups, nonprofits that cater to bereavement. And a lot of times people like to say, wow, like, how did you get there? I want to get where you are right now. And I like to tell them, I was like, you can. I hands down tell them you can. But it calls for work. And when I said, and I don't even want to use the word work, it calls for you to set some intentions. All right. And that first intention is to take care of yourself. Why is that important? Because you are the engine. And especially for those of you that have people that are dependent on you, like children, or a family member that is dependent upon you to be healthy and whole. Okay. And for your own sake of mental and emotional peace, take care of you. Okay. And that's why I made it so imperative. The very first thing in the month is for you to come to this page and set some self-care goals. Now, you know me, like I said, I pre-plan. Okay, so I'm not gonna just let you just randomly just write some things, which is good, because I believe in you writing whatever you want, free form. Okay, but to kind of keep things more streamlined, towards your goals, sometimes you have to ask certain questions of a person just to get them to where it is that they want to be. Well, when I say be, get to their goals that they have this intention of. Okay, for instance, one of the questions, right? In here it says, what is the purpose behind my self-care goals? Right? So this question here makes the individual think, okay, is this me just in my emotion just writing something? Or is this actual a goal that I want to fulfill? See, these are the type of questions that eliminate the emotional ones. Or if not eliminate them, they will end up in, where's the other book? This one here. Those will end up in this journal. Because they're important emotions, they're important feelings. But right now, that's not an immediate goal. Okay? So when you know the motivation behind a particular goal, it sets, kind of put things in order for your life. You say, yeah, this is the motivation for this, and this is the motivation for this goal. But right now I need this. Although this goal, this B, A and B, let's say goal A, I have this motivation for it. Goal B, I have this motivation behind it. But right now I need more so goal A. So goal B, I'm going to write in my journal because I don't want to forget that goal. That goal is still important, but right now it's not needed now. Okay. And then the second one, what is the purpose behind my self-care goal? Because once you find the motivation, right, behind it, like, why am I doing this? Because that lets you know that is this important enough to me. Because if it's not important to you, you're not going to put much intention or energy behind it. So once you come up with that goal and the motivation behind it, so you got an idea, you have a goal, you know the motivation behind it. And then it says, what's the purpose? So is the purpose of this goal to make you happy? Is the purpose of this particular goal to bring in joy? Is the purpose behind this particular goal to bring in more money, more finances? It's the purpose of this goal is to, um, for me, for instance, settle your financial affairs where you can spend more time with your family during your bereavement process instead of, working a 9 to 5, taking a career break, you know. What is your purpose for that particular goal? Okay. So now we come up with a goal, we found out the motivation behind it, and we also have a potential outcome, the purpose of that goal. All right. So now that one goal A is building momentum. Okay. It's becoming like a snowball. It's growing and growing. Okay. Now, the third question to goal A, how can I achieve this goal? And that gets you to thinking like, wow, how do I go about doing this? I may need to call a financial advisor if I want to, you know, um, take this career break and spend time with my family and with myself during this bereavement process, just, for a few months or even a few years, depending on your situation. Okay? So that just, plotting a plan. Because when you start plotting a plan, that gets you motivated. All right? Those steps to accomplishing and achieving your goal is your motivation. It gets you the juices started. I'm telling you. Okay? So now goal A is getting even bigger. This thing is about to turn into a huge snowball, okay? And also, right? At the very bottom, okay? You write down habits to start and habits to stop. And the way you come up with habits to start and habits to stop goes back to the previous question. How can I achieve this goal? And you may say, well, one of the habits I'm going to use the career break example. One way for me to achieve this goal successfully, I may not be able to shop as often, or scale back on some of my leisure activities, right? To better save and spread money over a period of time. Not alter completely your entire way of living. And if it's called, sometimes it may call for that. But when you have a goal and you strategically plan for it, it won't become so. It wouldn't be a wow fact like boom, you're in this situation because you have set goals, you strategically came up with a plan, you consulted the right people and references and resources on how to get this done. Because one, remember, you set this goal, this career break, without this career break being such a wow. When I say wow factor, I mean an unexpected event. All right. And so also habits to start. All right. Remember, that you need to stop and habits that you need to start. And using that example again, a career break after doing bereavement. One thing that you would like to start doing, maybe cooking more at home, saving all those, the money that you will spend going out to dinner, often. All right. That's just, a very mild example. So that's what this is for. All right. Now, also when you set these self-care goals, all right, you can kind of get in your feelings because they are triggers too. But this self-care goal is to help keep you focused. Because I know, like I said, when you're in your bereavement, you go through so many emotions. And no one can quantify exactly how long you're going to be in one but you. And then there's going to be times you can come out of emotion and be out of it for years, even months, months of years. And then a certain event, next thing you know, you're back in it. And that's okay. As long as you know that you can get back out of it again. You can work your way back to where you want to be emotionally, spiritually, psychologically. Okay? So don't let your emotions or the timetables of other people determine the length and the richness of your bereavement. Now be intentional. Now I tell you all the time, do not get into a place where you feel life is so heavy that you can't get out. Always go get professional help. Always. Okay? It's out here. It's free. It's in 2022 to 2022. Come on now. There's no reason. There are all forms of free FREE resources out here. You don't have to do this by yourself. And when you try to do something, I wish somebody would have told me early on. So I want my grief journey, the heartache and the pain, and you guys, I don't have my accountability coach here with me right now. Well, yes, I do. And but it was difficult. And someone shared something with me, and she said, "Why have your car?" Right? The car is me. I'm using an analogy, okay? Why have your car run out of gas and you have a pocket full of money and you drive by over 50 gas stations and you decide you're just going to run out of gas? And see what that means for me, meant for me anyhow. You take it however you want to. It was that I was hurting so bad in a place. I was heartbroken, you all. Was I angry at anyone? No. Sometimes I wanted to be angry with someone that kind of alleviate and I can direct their energy towards someone. But because of how my husband passed away, the only person I was angry with at that time was God. And after a while, once, God revealed to me, and after I went through my, what I call adult tantrum, God sat beside me throughout all of that, waited me out, very patient and loving with me. And when things became clear to me, then God showed me like, hey, this is what it is, okay? And I was like, wow. It was amazing. But don't run out of gas. And you got a pocket full of money. That pocket full of money is resources. See, I ended up in the hospital because I ran out of gas. And I had a pocket full of money. In other words, I had a pocket full of resources. There were counselors. I had friends that were licensed therapists. I mean, I had a boatload of resources in my pocket. And I just like, nope, I'm going to do this my way. No. That no is me driving past gas stations that were there for me to just drive in and get some help, get some more gas and fill up. But nah, I didn't. I was like, I'm going to do this my way. All right? Excuse me, y'all. And when in 2018, and I'm not going to get too much into that, but I'm here. And I know the importance, let me back up. I know the difference of going years without professional help in your healing and bereavement process. And I know what life is like once you get it. Once you, with professional healing, in the process. And being around other people who feel what you feel. So don't do that. All right? Don't run out of gas with a pocket full of money. and driving by all these gas stations. Okay. Because your resources is free. I link if it's not on this video, but it goes to some of my previous videos. I have all types of links to articles and free links to bereavement groups where you can put in your zip code and you can find a local group, group that is local to you, So all those resources and my resources there, I'm sorry, as well, okay? And these YouTube videos, YouTube is nonstop, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So when you have those moments at night, you was like, God, I need something. Flip on YouTube. I'm not saying listen to everything, but listen to someone that uplifts you. Okay? Do not leave a video feeling worse than what you went in. Then, yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't. All right? So, once you acquired your goals, right? Well, at least once you write them down. There's a thing I want you to do. It's called self-assessment. Just basically, self-assessment is being real with yourself. When you know your weaknesses, when you know your strengths, okay? Just be real with yourself. This book is for nobody to read unless you want them to. But this is you, okay? So there's a page here. How do I feel in this moment? How do you feel? Just be honest with you. And if you don't feel okay, that's all right. If you're feeling fabulous, that's wonderful. If you're feeling like, this is some bullshit, that's wonderful too. Write it out. Get it out. Okay? And say why in this moment I feel the way that I do. Write it down. Be real with you. I know a lot of times people say, well, I can't trust nobody. But you know what? You better learn how to trust yourself. Okay? And that's those facts. And it's also here just a little chart here at the very bottom where they ask you, and there's multiple ones you can check off for the many days. And it says overall well-being. Anything from 1 to 10. How are you feeling today? Did you get enough sleep? Because these are questions that help, you understand why you feel the way you feel right now. Because lack of sleep, let me tell you something. Bereavement or not, can make you a very uncomfortable person to be around. That in turn affects how you feel. Because you're like, why are they acting like this? Because you've been a bitch today. That particular, excuse my language, but you know what I mean. You're just not being very kind, And it says, have I had a healthy meal? I'm sorry. Did I exercise? How is my hygiene? Is my space, my personal space, clean? Did I make time to recharge? And these are just, for days. You either check them off like, yes, on the first, no, I didn't. Yes, I did on the third, But this is for you. And the reason why I put these, you put your dates up here. Remember, I am big on dates because it shows progress. And then when you look back and you can find like, hey, on this particular day, I wasn't feeling so well. But you'll come down and you'll see where, hey, I noticed that when I checked that I didn't get much sleep or my space wasn't as clean as I would like it to be, I'm not in the best of moods. And you'll see this pattern. And then that is your opportunity to decide that you're going to make the necessary changes for the best. Okay? Then the other objective for the month is thought reflection. All right? And these are not anything, you can do these daily during a month or however you would like to do it, okay? And it says, what keeps me grounded? These are just things that trigger just for you to think and write. Writing is so therapeutic, y'all. It really is. Either on paper, if you do it, you can do a dictation on your phone, however you want to do it, record yourself. Very important. But writing, handwriting is amazing. It's a pretty powerful thing. And it said, who gives me comfort? Okay. That's one question. Where do I feel safest? Because that's important. Okay. When am I at my best? That's what you need to know. All of these thought processes all work, together with all the exercises for the month. Okay. And let me make sure I get this. The very last one is your sleep tracker. Remember, I just said sleep is very important. Lack of it can make for not so nice person. And in here is a month worth. I don't know if you can see it. You can just basically get in here and there we go. And just talk about your sleep patterns. Happy, not so happy mood. Everything from the time you woke up to the time you slept. Like, how did you feel? Okay. And then from there, you start a whole nother month. This is November. And it's the same thing again. Self-care goals. Okay. And the reason I wanted to break this down, because this book is to bring about wholeness. And repetition is powerful. But not just any type of repetition. Because these questions, although they're the same per month, per day, but your mood and every day is different. But these questions help bring you back into focus. Because remember, you set goals at the beginning of the month. So the month of October has 31 days. So for 31 days, you're going to do a self-assessment. Okay? Because you've already went through the work. Because these goals come with a lot of questions to help fortify your goals. Okay? And if you want, just tear this sheet out with your goals every month and put them up on your mirror or wherever you can see them on a daily basis so they can be in your face. Okay? And then on a daily basis, you're going to do a self-assessment. Okay? See how those dates are there? You're going to do a self-assessment. Because how you're feeling and what you're going through will determine how intentional you are on these goals. All right? Be honest with yourself. Say, hey, I don't feel like working toward my goals today. Today is just not a good day for me. But the thing is, you don't get a pass just because you're not feeling like pursuing your self-care goals. Because these self-care goals didn't come easy. Because everything didn't make the list. So you don't just get a pass. That's why you get these questions here when it comes to self-assessment. Okay? Okay, you don't feel good today, but let's find out why. Because once we find out why, we can figure out what you need to do to make it better. Do you understand? Because we put a lot of energy in developing these goals. So you don't get a pass just because you don't feel good. It's understandable, it's appreciated, but on day 2, for 3 days straight, you should not say, I'm not feeling good. If you are, you need to look down here and see what's going on. Did you not get enough sleep? Are you not eating healthy? Excuse me. Are you not getting your exercise? Is your hygiene up to date? Up to par? Is your space clean? Have you made time to recharge? And recharge is prayer. Make it time for your spiritual or even religious practices or your natural practice. Get out in nature. Spend time, set aside time for just you. Set aside time for just you and your children. Set aside time for you and your family. Okay? Because you don't get a pass because we're intentional on this. And this is finding your joy or whatever it is in your bereavement journey that brings you back to wholeness, peace, and harmony and balance. All right? Thought reflections. Once again, see all of this. I don't want to repeat myself, but all of this works in, I guess, in tandem to each other, into what you did the first of the month, and then set goals. Okay. So I'm not gonna hold you. It's 30 minutes already. Oh my goodness, y'all. I'm exhausted. It is like really, really late, and I just really want to stop and record this video, and just to let you all know that you will get through it. I can't guarantee you much, but I can guarantee you this: you will get through it. Okay? And if you ever feel like you can't, or it's just too heavy, I understand it. And those feelings are real. But what I want you to do, if you can't shake it off, take my word on it, because sometimes it gets very heavy. You pick up the phone, you call a friend, you call a loved one. I don't care. You set your ego aside, set your pride aside, and get the professional assistance, help that you need, that you deserve. You are deserving of the very best, and healing is one of them. And if none of those resources are there for you, okay, you pick up the phone and you dial 911. They will get you to the right individual, the right places. And in some places, I think it's 211. Do not allow this journey to suffocate you. Okay? Do not run out of gas. Not with a pocket full of money. All right? Don't do it. Because for me, I held it in for so long, so many years. And another analogy somebody gave me, he said, pressure will bust a galvanized pipe. What do you think it would do to you? It will wreak havoc on your body, and in turn wreak havoc in your family, now that you are the sole provider. I kind of, wish he would have told me this before 2018, because he was right. I held it in so long. That pressure, that which is heartache, anger, all those emotions that they speak of on bereavement and just day-to-day life, of trying to make your life happen as a widow with children. Okay? That pressure blew my pipe. And I had to go on the journey, and I'm still on that journey of healing and regaining myself and my self-confidence. And you don't have to do that. If anything else, I would really pray and encourage you to use my journey, the not so good and the good, to know that I don't want to say pain, let my journey be your roadmap of sorts, or your survival kit on this bereavement journey. Because I look back at it, I didn't have to go through all of that. Right? And even if I had to be my own cheerleader, and a lot of times I've had to, then do that, because you are worthy, and so am I. All right? So, with that being said, remember, do not run out of gas with a pocket full of money. Okay? Don't do it. Too many resources out there. Okay? And free. And remember that pressure will bust a galvanized pipe. So it will wreak havoc on you. Okay? So release that pressure in the most peaceful, safe way as possible. And that's the one way is pulling into that gas station and filling yourself, filling your tank. That means picking up the phone, calling that person and say, hey, I need some help. Or go sit into that bereavement group and listen and join in when you're ready. Just go. All right? That's all I have for today. And I'll put a link to the book in the description box. So support the book and this channel. And yeah, you're going to get through it. I guarantee you. And the reason I say I can guarantee you, and this is just me just being chatty now, because time doesn't stop. It's 36 minutes and 36 seconds, right? Now it's 36 minutes and 42 seconds and counting. So that means either way it go, you're going to get through it. So, you know, just do your best. All right? Don't let anyone put any social restrictions on you. But make sure you stay away from anything that causes harm, pain to yourself or to anyone else. And I mean harm, pain, shame. And you guys know what I'm talking about. If it causes you shame, stay away from it. It's not good for you. All right? I'm going to get out of here. I think it's like almost 2 o'clock in the morning anyway. And I got to get up. So I guess I have to... Oh, anyway. It's so nice to be here. So look at me turn it this way. Get your copy. All right. Till the next time, people. And remember, I am on Patreon. But I still haven't gotten enough participants over there to even go live. So check me out over there as well. All right. Bye.